Hey Measuring Hero, Jay here. Today we thought we would come at you with some more Calypso tips and tricks, but as you're aware, I need really smart people to help us out. So, Anna, thanks for coming back and being a really smart person.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, so have some questions for you, and hopefully you can answer them for us.
I'll do my best.
All right. Okay, so the first question is, previously it's somewhat difficult in managing if you do CAD views in Calypso and in PWeb, just kind of manipulating them and going back and forth can be wonky. Is there anything we can do to make it easier, speed it up?
Mm-hmm. For sure. We have changed the workflow in a couple of areas of the CAD presentation now in Calypso 2021. So I'll walk you through in the change that we have and also how to combine that with PyWeb reporting.
Awesome, awesome. Let's have a look.
So from the beginning, the CAD view will allow us to present graphically on our CAD area the results, the measuring results. So if I have features, characteristics out of tolerances or in a warning threshold. So let's go step by step how to do that. I will select some characteristics that I would like to display in a CAD view. You see I already have the banners being presented. If I go to CAD and the characteristics, one thing that I can do, for instance, if I, for any reason, select a banner or a characteristic and there are some crossing in the lines or some overlaying, I can reorder the banners. This is standard, but I can also manage the views that I have. So you see I have already some pre-saved views, but I can select a new one and say, okay, I want to have the view number 4. And then I can save the view and create a CAD presentation. So this one will appear here in the list. And here what I can do also, I can delete any characteristic that I don't want to have, and I can add also a new one. For instance, if I want to have the second one. So you see this is already in this position, and then I can just add.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is to bring that into PyWeb.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I start the CNC run, so it will start recalculating the characteristics and also update the CAD view that I have. And then this will be displayed together with my measurement results in the PyWeb reporting and reporting plus list. So as you see here, I already have the list. But for sure, I can also go into detailed view. And then what I see in one of the pages is the view number 4 that I select there.
Sure.
I can have for sure a detailed view of this one, so I can have that in one page. This is similar to the old report that we used to generate in Calypso, but now I have everything in PyWeb reporting and reporting plus. And also, if I still keep working in Calypso, so I move the CAD to another position. I selected a different characteristic that I wanted to edit, and but I want to have this view as I programmed in Calypso. I just need to say, okay, I'll go back there, and Calypso will automatically show me the view that I had in the report.
Okay, okay. So that's much easier. Before you had to manipulate multiple times.
Exactly.
That's very easy. That's very easy. Okay, you ready for another one?
Bring it on.
Okay, okay. So in the rocks, you actually showed me the ability to measure multiple circles using a pattern recognition tool, which was super, super easy, and it was great. But what if you don't have a pattern? You just have a bunch of circles in random places all over the place. Is there a way to simplify the creation of circles under those conditions?
For sure, you have a solution for that.
Oh man, show me.
For example, if you have a circuit board, this is a classical example that you have a lot of holes, but they are not positioned in some pattern around the workpiece. So I'll show that on our smiley
Okay.
This workpiece you know already. This one would be for sure perfect for our CAD matching that I showed you last time, but then I will show the next possibility. So imagine that you want to select all the circles that are within a certain diameter,
Okay.
so a certain range, yeah, and spread around your workpiece. So what you can do, and actually not since Calypso 2021, but already since Calypso 2020, you can go to, you can create multiple circles. So you see here in this area, we have this add another button, which is called multi. And once you click here, Calypso will open a window. And here you can select in what is the diameter, the range of diameters that you want to search for. If you want to search only for full circles, or if you also want to include arcs, and if there is a certain area that you want to specifically search for.
Yep.
So now what I've done is, but I don't know the diameter now. So I am already in this workflow. What can I do? I just go back and I select one of the circles that I have here. And once I go again into this window, Calypso will already make a suggestion.
Perfect, yep.
What could be the range that I use? So I will just increase my chances. I will just follow kind of the Calypso suggestion here. And since this part is quite flat, I'll make sure that we are not selecting the CAD elements from the bottom area of the part. So let's just change here some parameters, and then I say preview. And you see here in the background, Calypso already found
the circles, yep.
So I have 157 circles that I can create. And once that I click apply, Calypso will start
creating those 157 circles.
Exactly. So you just need to do that at once, and Calypso will search around your whole CAD. No matter if it is a 2D CAD, it can also be 3D. Calypso will just search around and create the circles for you.
Oh, that is a lot easier than having to do 157 times. Click, 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 click. That's
exactly.
Great. That's great. Okay, I got a big one for you. You ready? Okay, so previously, if you were using best fitted or manipulated curve data, it was really time consuming, especially if you wanted to use that data like further on in the measurement plan. It got really wonky. Are there any time-saving things for us to use in that case?
Yes, so we have some changes, some news for people working with curves, and now using this manipulated data is really easy.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you.
Okay.
This is a new function in Calypso 2021. So you can use the manipulated data for further calculation now. I have an example prepared for us. So I just shifted one curve. Just for the sake of the example that you can see here, the curve is not really on the correct CAD position, but then I can do a best fit using these points. So this is what I see here in this second curve. I have now a best fit, and now the points are already placed in the correct position. So before Calypso 2021, if I wanted to use this data already from the best fit, it could be a little bit difficult. So you needed to go through some complex strategies. And in Calypso 2021, this is really a checkbox away. So what I show you here is the example. For instance, if you want to program a circle in this area of the banana. So we'll just omit the CAD here. I can go here in the recall feature points and say, well, I want to have the curve result points that are already manipulated. So now I see the points that have been best fitted,
already
shifted,
transformed,
already transformed, and I can use that further on for any calculation that I need.
Perfect.
So it's really a checkbox away.
It literally is just a checkbox away. So
Yes.
that is a bunch easier. Anna, thank you again for showing us, answering the questions, giving us some tips and tricks.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Appreciate it. We will definitely see you again soon, but thanks for joining us once again.
You're welcome.
For you out there, if there's anything else you want to see, don't forget to comment below. Let us know what you want to see, and we'll do our best to get there. Outside of that, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll see you next Thursday.